Okay, left it very late in the day. It's about 4:30 or something. By the time I got all my gear together and packed it and got to where I'm going, it's a bit late, so I'm going to last minute I grabbed my sit pad out of the car. Haven't bothered trying to fit it anywhere. Yes, about this new pack, it'll take me a while to get used to what fits where. There's a few things I could have left behind, but I wanted to see how much I could actually get in it. Don't know what the weight is, but this is a hell of a lot more comfortable than the Tasmanian Tiger Raid 3 pack I've got. Would have been good to take some anti-inflammatories for my hip before I started walking, but there you go. So anyway, I'm going to walk down here for a while, find somewhere to wander off the track and find a bit of a level spot, hopefully. And I think there's more rain coming, and I want to try and get set up somewhere before it rains. And some of the gear I'm using I haven't used before, so it might take me a bit longer to set up. I've only got one battery for this because for some reason I keep cooking GoPro batteries. Now, sorry about the camera wobbling around, that's me with my dodgy hip bobbing all over the place. So anyway, I'll get back to you later. Well, I'm walking down this trail, old four-wheel drive track, fire trail, whatever. Vehicles aren't allowed up here, although I'm sure people still do, but nothing recently from the look of it. But trying to find somewhere level to set up camp could be a bit of a challenge. And I'm on the wrong side of the hill for daylight, so I'm going to lose daylight quicker than I would on the other side. And I'll be looking in torchlight. Anyway, levels out a bit down there. I don't want to camp on the track, obviously, but widow makers are a concern as well, because it's quite windy and there's a lot of deadwood on some of these trees. Well, coming down, I left the main trail in case somebody did come in with a vehicle, even though they're not supposed to. But that's where I've just come down, and it meets up with the main trail again, which would have been a lot easier walking. So, still looking for somewhere. Hope you can hear me with this wind. Still looking for somewhere to set up for the night. Obviously I don't want to set up on the trail, because just because there's signs up saying no vehicles doesn't mean there won't be some yahoo coming in here at night anyway. So I definitely want to get off the track a bit and out of sight. Just not sure where that's going to be just yet. Well, talk about panic mode. I thought I just lost the GoPro. Well, I followed this track down, I don't know how far, been off the track a couple of times, followed a mountain bike track a couple of times, and the only places I found that were sort of flat enough to set up camp either had too many widowmakers, or they were in places that were prone to a lot of runoff. We've had a lot of rain, so there is still a lot of runoff happening, and the places I found look like they could potentially end up very wet. So I'm working my way back up to the car. I'll see what I find looking from the other direction. I could go to a rest stop that's a few k's down the road and camp there, which is not my idea of fun, but it gets me out at least. Or I could go home, because I'm only about half an hour from home. You wouldn't think so here. So once I get down the bottom of that dip there, it's all uphill back to the car. Not doing too badly considering how bad my hip is and how much weight I'm carrying. There's a right way and a wrong way to adjust a pack, and my feelings at the moment are that mine needs some work. And I have to mention this pack, this is the new one, seems to have quite a few other features that my 40 litre Deuter pack doesn't have. I'll go through those later in this video, hopefully. Anyway, I'll keep walking. I'm back up to the spot where I came down earlier. I really don't feel like trying to walk back up there, so I'll stick to the main trail. It's a little bit easier walking, but I have no doubt it will be longer. I saw signs, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, I saw signs of motorbikes, and then about 15 minutes ago I saw two go up the trail. Don't think they saw me. I was on the mountain bike trail parallel to this track, and then about 5 minutes later I heard them come back the other way. So it was one of the reasons I didn't want to camp on the trail or too close to the trail. Anyway, I shall plod on. It's probably a bit too dark, I don't know. A lot of cicadas and that around here, although funny thing is, near the lookout the wind's dropped off a bit. This is Point Glorious Lookout. I've brought you here before. Face this way, you'll hear the cicadas more. So I'll just see what time it is. It's nearly 7 o'clock, so just about dark. Oh, I think I'm going to call this trip a loss. It's too late to go traipsing around in the bush. I left it too late in the day to go looking for a spot, and yeah, there is a place I could go. It's like a rest area, but I might as well go home. I'll set up the new camp gear, the Elton Good stuff, in the backyard tomorrow, because I still want to put it up and give it a try and see what's what. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen, and hopefully it wasn't a total loss. It was certainly good exercise for me. That was a fair bit of walking I did with that amount of weight, so I was quite pleased with my efforts in that respect. Anyway, I don't even know if you can see me or not. Maybe it's too dark. But anyway, that's all for now. See ya. Well, hey folks, this was supposed to be done out on the video you just watched, but here we are in the backyard. As you see by the title of the video, I called it a fail. Not a complete fail, because I got to try out the new pack and I got some exercise and got to see something I hadn't seen before, or better, country I hadn't seen before anyway. Apologies as usual when I'm in the backyard. There's a very busy road out there and it's quite windy, and I've got a tarp up because it's been raining on and off. It's taken me 4 attempts just to do half the backyard with the mower. So anyway, I planned on showing you this, or at least talking about this pack while I was out, but since we're home we'll bring the other two out as well. That's the Tasmanian Tiger Raid 3 over there on the far side that I've shown you before. Great pack. Once it's waterproofed it's okay, but when it was new and it got wet it was all that much heavier. This new one I bought, the Futura, it's a Deuter Futura AirTrack 50+10. It's you know, larger capacity supposedly than that one, although I seem to have trouble getting the same amount of stuff in it. And it's far more comfortable, and it only weighs about the same. They're both around the 2 kilo mark. This was the first one I bought. This is a Futura Pro 40. Things I've noticed different. I've only used this the once, but things I've noticed that are different between the two. This bottom pocket, I don't know, it could be just me, but the bottom pocket on the 40 litre seems smaller than the bottom pocket on the 50 plus 10. I didn't seem to be able to get the same things in there that I would normally put in there, so I put different stuff in there. I had that pretty much jam-packed last night, way more than I need for an overnighter, but I mean, even this was in there with that camera. This has my all my charging stuff for the GoPro and for that camera and so forth. So that was in there as well. I'll give you a quick run through about this pack and the differences between that and the 40 litre. They both have the pouch on the back. One major thing I noticed on the larger pack, the top can come completely off. So you not only fold that back, but you can unstrap it completely if you wanted to, and it's adjustable front and back, so you can get it centered to keep your top sealed from the weather. In the top there I've got my backup knife, Mozzie mosquito spray, small cutting board, and guy lines and other bits of paracord. And you have a strap that comes over the top of this one, whereas this one doesn't have it. This one has a strap that pulls that from there to there, as you can see there. Yeah, so you got that, you can pull over the top to hold that snug. Now, my dinner last night was going to be just a freeze-dried classic beef, classic beef curry. That was going to be dinner. Took the drone, but only one battery because of the weight. First aid, I didn't have one of my small cans, so I had to take the big one for the gas cooker. Really didn't need spare clothing overnight, but there's a heap of spare clothing in that. Belt for my knife and other things. An assortment of dried foodstuffs, tea bags, muesli bars, oats. I could stay out for a couple of days just with that if I had to. Then I've got all my Elton stuff. That's the ultralight sleep mat. That's the 3x3 Elton Goods tarp. That's the ultralight bathtub ground sheet. You can tell I like Elton Goods stuff. And that's the ultralight bug net. My summer sleeping bag. That's good for down to plus 10 degrees. That's a Denali brand from Anaconda. And a bit of what some people like to call poo tickets. So that's it for there. I always carry a couple of drum liners. You can use those for God knows how many things. Now in here I've got, that's a little Gorilla Pod that I use for the GoPro sometimes. I'm currently using a big Gorilla Pod on the camera you're on, and it's wrapped around the top of a parcel trolley with an umbrella over it in case it rains, because it has rained several times. And
I took 3 litres of water with me, which I've since emptied out because I always take clean fresh water. I took filtration with me, even though I didn't expect to find a water source. My Gumby Silky Gomboy, a Mora Carbon Black, my Alton Goods, ooh, I bent it, my Alton Goods titanium grill, more Alton stuff. Now, I didn't intend having a fire, I had nothing to cook on the fire, but I was trying this pack out for the first time, so I just really wanted to load it up, see what I could fit. For digging, I just take, it's quite a solid little trowel this, it's got to be probably be 1.6mm thick, stainless steel. It's quite heavy to carry, but it's a good solid little digging tool if you need it. 2 1 litre Nalgene's, which, as I say, I've since emptied. Now, one thing I really like about this model is you can actually, while the top's all closed up, you can actually unzip that and access the inside of the main compartment, which I think is absolutely brilliant. In the bottom, which, as I say, I can't get in there as much as I wanted to, I have my pillow. Yes, I know you can use a dry bag or something stuffed with clothes for a pillow, but that doesn't take up much space, doesn't weigh much either. Poncho tarp. This has pretty much everything you could possibly want in it. Cutlery, lots of pieces of pre-cut paracord, pre-cut lengths, cutting tools, write in the rain notepad, all sorts of stuff in there. And of course it never closes up as easily as the Davins does it. I hope you can hear me all right with all this traffic noise and the wind. Right, and of course there's my Pathfinder canteen kit, which I normally would have a small one of these in the top, because you will fit, actually that big one probably, that might even fit in there too, I've never tried that. The lid for the Pathfinder cup, which is in the bottom there, I usually sit that on top of the bottle, and a small one of those will sit in that very nicely. That'll work too, that'll go over the top. So there, I think I might just be able to get that. Look at that, I just learned something. I didn't think I'd get that in there. But if I'd had a small one that wasn't on empty, running on empty, I would have taken that with me last night and that would have been in there. So, and always take a, what do you call it, microfiber cloth, good for cleaning up. So yeah, that's everything that was in there, pretty well stuffed full. But yeah, as I say, as with both of these, all 3 of these are a 2 compartment backpack. So they all have this section you can zip out and make it just into a gigantic stuff sack if you just want one big compartment. But yeah, I've got to say the thing I really like most about it is that you can open that flap up and get to the guts of it. I think that's a brilliant idea. What else can I tell you about this one? This has the same expansion pockets on the side. You can unzip that to let it stretch out a bit more if you like. On the 40 and on this one, I just throw a few plastic tent pegs in there. I've used a couple of tent pegs as toggles on this tarp. What else can I tell you about this? Is loads of, they've got these little tie down points, straps that you can tie stuff up the side and strap it on. So you've got 2 lots of little straps on the side No, sorry, one lot. As far as adjustments go, oh, the bottom of this as well, another difference between this and this. They both have the pocket underneath with a rain jacket for the, you know, to keep your backpack dry if it's raining. This one has two straps on the bottom that cross over and clip up to the top there. So one thing I forgot to put in the pack last night, and it wouldn't have fit anyway, was my little insulated bag that I had some ice and some fresh milk, because I really like fresh milk with my tea. I had that strapped on there. These went through the carrier handle so it couldn't slide out. If it did slide out, it would just dangle. So yeah, that covers pretty much most of the pack except for the adjustments. It seems to have quite a few adjustments, some of which I'm yet to play with. The adjustment of this, there's an adjustment for this. You can adjust the height of that, pull that tab, lift that tab up here. You probably can't see that on camera, there's an orange tab there. You can lift that up, you can adjust where this top of these shoulder straps sit, and got a good rigid carrying handle like the 40. You've also got adjustments on the side here, so you can adjust, you can get that to really wrap around your hips and pull up tight, and then you can just pull those straps in to pull the load in close to you if you want. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that so far. I mean, as I say, I've only used it once, but it's got some really good features on it. I would like to hear from anyone else that's got one about the pros and cons of owning one of those, but comfort wise I cannot fault either of the Deuter packs. The Tasmanian Tiger, that's a Tasmanian Tiger Raid 3. Yeah, no comparison for comfort, sorry, not for me anyway. Other people might feel differently. That red, I don't know if I mentioned it, that red dry bag has got my first aid stuff in it. So that's it for that. I would have shown you, I would have gone through this last night, but ran out of time and didn't end up camping anyway. So next thing I want to move on to is the ultralight bug net and bucket ground sheet from Elton Goods. So let's get stuck into that. Okay, while I was packing all that stuff away, it rained again, so I'm glad I put the old umbrella over the camera. So let's have a look at the ultralight ground bug net from Elton Goods. Last night would have been the first time I used it, but it's like everywhere I looked, everywhere I found a flat spot, it was either likely to flood in heavy rain or was already in the path of runoff, or had a bunch of widowmakers hanging around it. I have a sneaking suspicion I've used one of these bags for something else. This is supposed to be the bathtub ground sheet, but I'm sure I put the two in together, which makes me wonder what's in here. No, that's the bathtub ground sheet. So what did I put in there? Who knows? Right, so let's take care of this part first. Comes with pegs. You can hear them floating around in there. Oh, there they are. It's a ripstop nylon. It's got that crisscross pattern through it, square pattern through it. Hope you can see everything okay. Now, I've never set this up before, so we'll just play it by ear. Ideally, I would Last night's plan was to have the A-frame set up for the tarp and to run the support ropes from the bug net up to the ridge line, and then to put a couple of sticks in between to keep them spread. So I'm doing this a bit back the front, I think. I think you're meant to do the top of it first and put this under it, I don't know. But let's see how we go anyway. Don't want to do these too tight because I've got to pull from the other end. I think I just put that peg in back the front, but anyway, it's got notches. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be the back. They've got notches. Don't know if you can see from that distance, or if you can see me at all at this end. I won't know till I edit. Right. Trying to get this a bit more square. Ow. It's either a rock or a tree root there, one of the two. Okay. So there's another set of pegs here as well. I'm guessing they are guy lines, for the guy lines on the bug net. Yeah, I've already got leaves and muck in here, falling off my legs. So let's have a look here. So the bottom of this clips down to those clips along the side here. So I might just stop talking and fast forward this bit. Okay, clearly I don't know what I'm doing, but anyway, that's more or less it. Takes a bit of fiddling. You can put a stick in each corner and tie it back to hold your shape, or put a stick across, and if you've got it centered under your ridge line, you can have it hanging nice and straight under your ridge line with a couple of sticks for spreader bars. But essentially that's it. You've got a bucket ground sheet, and you've got this fly net that sits over the top. As for getting in it, I would assume you just unclip it and climb in from the side, and then from the look of it, the sides of it fold in underneath, and you tuck it under your sleep mat. That's how I'm guessing anyway. I'll do another video when I've actually got it set up properly and using it, but that'll give you an idea. And if I can find the proper video that shows how to do it, I'll put a link to that in the description. So yeah, that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I had to show you, and well, too bad if you didn't, I guess, but you can always hit the stop button. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for putting up with me. Click like and subscribe would be much appreciated. Bye for now.